So the Roman Empire, even though it was already pretty big, is continuing to expand. Rome's location near the Mediterranean Sea was an important factor in the growth of their empire. The location meant that Rome had a mild climate and a long growing season, so farming and agriculture was really good for them. This helped them provide supplies to their armies so that they could have enough food. It also provided the Romans with easy routes for travel, trade, and conquest, so they could get to a lot of places because of their location to the Mediterranean Sea. Conquests were chosen with care based on how the new territory could benefit their empire. So they're not just going to any old land and taking over. They want to make sure that it's going to be useful for them. Rome also offered some members of the conquered civilizations the chance to become citizens. So when they conquered that area, they would ask if they wanted to become citizens. And the empire often adopted elements of the civilization's religion and culture. So when they conquered that land, their culture would change and they would take some aspects from theirs. At its height, the Roman Empire reached northward to what is now the United Kingdom, controlling much of Europe. Augustus eventually became concerned about the rapid growth of the empire. He was afraid it would get so large that it would be impossible to govern or control it all. But they continued to make small gains in conquest. And the last page you read about, the Roman Empire was largest under the Emperor Trajan in 117 CE, Common Era. The empire extended from Spain to the Middle East and from Britain to North Africa. If that doesn't mean a lot to you, let's just say the empire was very large. Roman influence can still be seen in these regions today. So even though ancient Rome doesn't fully exist like it did back then, and it doesn't have those lands anymore, they still have aspects of that land. Europe in particular is filled with the roads, the walls, the ruins, and the artwork of ancient Rome. The expansion of the empire brought great material wealth to Rome. Material means it's not just money, they have a lot of things as well, both in money and in natural resources. So they were able to trade with all of these places. They even mention on here that they traded with China, and guess what they would get? They would get silk because remember, the Silk Road was named that because of the silk that China would trade. And the standardization of architecture in all conquered cities, which means buildings in all of these cities, made the provinces look like Rome. The common language, they all spoke Latin. The common money, they all have the same money. The common religion, they believe in the same gods. And the calendar made the people speak and behave like Romans. The entertainment made them happy to think of themselves as Romans. This commonality, these common aspects of them, helped to keep people happy and loyal, and it made the empire prosperous. So even though Rome is conquering all these lands, those lands were happy because they were just like the Romans.